How many reps should I be doing? 5s? Should I be doing 10s? Should I be doing 20s? Repetitions is a big question. How many repetitions should you be doing with your training? Well, ultimately it's down to the individual. What I'm going to be talking about right now today is the current situation that we're all in and the reaction of our body that we've got to be very aware of. Now, I've touched on this briefly on a different video. You may or may not have seen that. If you're somebody who's been training at home, okay, there's a good chance you haven't had access to machines, heavy weights, barbells, different things that you may use on your everyday training. It's been taken away from you, it's horrendous, but now you might be able to go back to it. You're now thinking about your programming. If you're that way inclined, you might not be. That's absolutely fine as well. Hopefully you say you've got a coach who can look after you right now. And if you're a coach as well, it's something to really be thinking about your programming for your clients. Now, if somebody was to come up to me who has recently and said about they want to get stronger, they want to grow muscle, hypertrophy. I spoke to them and a lot of things they've been doing is some super high repetitions, which is cool, which is great. In fact, it's probably been really good for their bodies to take a break from what they were doing, lighten up, change the stimulus. They said it to begin with, they found it really tough, even though it was just body weight. They're like, I must have got so weak. The reality is your body's just feeling a different stimulus. You're working different muscle tissues, fibers, okay? And it's feeling that change and you're gonna get muscle soreness. You know, your body has to adapt and it's being challenged in a different way. And often actually, when we come to doing lighter things, we may even be putting our body into new movement ranges, which can really affect the way we feel. And it can be fantastic. Now, when you go back to the gym, and this is something we're talking about in terms of repetitions, we'll talk about load at a different time. If you're somebody who's been doing 30 reps and like 3 or 4 rounds of it because you've been doing like HIIT stuff or you've just been hitting high volume because you want to feel that burn, that pump, whatever it may be with the weight you've got, when you go back to the gym, because you're a strength athlete, don't just jump straight back into 5s and 10s. Because the reality is in your head, you're going, right, 5s and 10s, I was cracking, 80 kg at this, I was 50 kg at this, I might go a little bit lighter. But you're going from such a dramatic change in your repetition ranges and your muscles and your tendons and everything may not quite be ready to be loading up that much. So if you've been hitting your 30s, 25 repetitions all the time throughout the last 10 weeks, my advice would is try to break down those repetitions. Yeah, you can increase the weight for sure, and you can use different machines or whatever it may be. Don't feel like you have to use every single machine in the gym because you haven't seen it for a while. It's probably going to be there for the next year, whatever. Set a program, build it up and increase it gently or reduce it, let's say gently in terms of the repetitions. If you've been doing 30 reps, maybe set when you're going to go to 20 repetitions. That way, you're not going to feel like you have to go so heavy. Your body is still going to get a bit of a shock, a bit of a change, okay? Your body's going to feel stronger, it's going to feel challenged because you've added a little bit of weight. You're going to get that soreness like you did when you did the 30 repetitions. Maybe try that for a few weeks, 4 weeks, possibly 6 weeks, okay? Maybe just changing the repetitions, and you could. It might be the first 2 weeks you go to 20. You may then start going to like your 15 reps and increasing it, okay, the weight, and reducing the repetitions and build back up to that 5 to 10. There's no rush, okay? Your strength will come back. It might take 4, 6 weeks, but reality is your strength's gonna come back. You may actually be in a better place because you've actually taken the time to get your movement patterns right. Your body's got a better endurance now, muscular endurance, because it's been used to that, and it might be actually a better result in time to come if you go back safely. If you go straight from that 30 repetitions and then start cracking and trying to grind out 5 to 10 reps and your body's just not ready or prepared for it, then there's a good chance you might create injury, okay? And once again, I've spoken about this several times. You don't want to be getting injured because what happens then is then it really does affect your strength gains, okay? Getting back to being stronger when you're injured and you're having to lay up, and the frustration you're going to get with that because then you've not been able to train properly for so long is going to be terrible. So think about it smartly. If you've been hitting like 30 repetitions, can you reduce that down? Hit maybe 25s, 20s, more to the 15s. Don't just jump straight back into that heavy set of 5, 8s and 10s, okay? You're still gonna feel like you're getting stronger, but you're gonna be prepping your body in a great way to build back up to that, okay? No pain, no gain. Yeah, then you get injured. Cheers.